council. The leopards can still talk. The leopards and cheetahs and tigers can still talk because they are a part of a council. Oh my god. Oh wait, but a water buffalo could talk. What do the water buffaloes know? Are the water buffaloes a part of their own council? The only character other than a water buffalo I've seen talk is a fucking leopard. And there was a few leopard council members of the Council of the Sisters. Why, out of all the animals, would they choose a council member from the Sisters? Talk! Okay. Then the monkeys are still there. They didn't change the monkeys. They never changed any of the monkeys. All of the monkeys are still capable of speech. Well, not speech. They're still alive. But why are the monkeys the same? What if the monkey council and the ape council were working together? No, because, why are the monkey council, are the monkeys in general, the only council members to not be eliminated and the only ones not to be changed? The monkeys and the apes are working together! Oh my god. It all makes sense now. The ape council and the monkey council work together to create the dark heart of the jungle, to eliminate the two other councils, the vegetable king and Lloyd of the jungle. Because why would Lloyd and his best friend Gorilla be eliminated without even resigning? And who did they get eaten by? Bernard the snake. The only character, the only snake that's not actually a snake, but is ran by unicorns. The unicorns, the apes, and the monkeys are working together! They are eliminating the other jungle kings and queens. The reason George is still in line is because he's not capable of understanding. He's not capable of understanding what is going on with the big... What happened? What happened, Leaf?
Sorry, I was trying to do music background.
See? See? Right there! There! Right there! Look! It's the original tiger designs! Look! 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 And then, okay, hold on. Hold on! Come on, where is it? Where is it? Hold on, come on! Where is it? It's here somewhere. Yes! Oh my god. Wait. These are the original tigers! The original tigers! These are the new tigers! The original tigers! Were eliminated by the Islamic Council! Oh my god! They eliminated the tigers and the leopards and the cheetahs! The councils of the sisters was eliminated! Oh my god! Wait, cut the music. I'm looking at this episode again. Why in the world? Let me share my screen. Hold on. Look, okay, you guys see? This is the last episode, right? Here, look. Where is it?
To save their king turns against us. We must activate the self-destruct and purge the jungle with.
Why do they have a self-destruct in the jungle? That's how they eliminated the other councils! Play the music again. That's how they eliminated the other councils! Look, they have 4 keys! The self-destruct is why they eliminated the other councils! Why would they need a self-destruct? Wait, stop the music. Hold on. Why is Ape the only one who's reacting? He is the only one reacting! He's the only one who reacted! Wait. Ape? Wait a minute. Please, stop. Leave. Ape is the only one who understands the Ape Council technology, but there was another council member. Where is it? Wait, stop the music. Don't play it yet. Where is it? Come on. Come on. Where is it? Come on. It has to be here somewhere. I'm not going crazy. Okay, hold on. See, look, right there. The Vegetable King. He was eliminated. That's how they eliminated the other king and the councils. They used the self-destruct, see? And then there's the Bizarro George that they claimed that was horrible, but ended up saving the jungle. Ape was the person who locked him there. I've seen it destruct, which is why he's the only one who hasn't changed much. He's the only one who keeps his original traits. The only thing that's different is his accent. Oh my god. Wait a minute. Stop the music. Why? How was Ape accepted into both Harvard and Oxford? How did he get into a human school? How is he able to connect with the... god. Ape has connected to the gamut! Wait a minute. Wait, one more time, stop the music. Usually in the show, we see humans, but hold on. I have a theory. Steve, let's go to the Steve episode.
Captain?
You guys won't fucking believe this.
Yes. Now I can charge trip.
You guys won't. Does she look familiar? It's Ursula! They can fucking clone the characters! It's Ursula! They can clone Ursula! That's why she doesn't act the same. They self-destructed the jungle and cloned all the characters except Ape! He's the only one who knows about the self-destruct! Oh my god, it makes sense now! Why the councils were destroyed! Why the other king was eliminated! Why Ape has connections to the human world! Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on. The apes are also not from Earth. They migrated to Earth. In an episode, they came from space. The apes are not apes. I think the sloths and the apes are from the same universe. Oh my god.
There is no way.
Hold on. I need to find it. Hold on. Wait a minute. I just realized something. The Bush Baby episode. That's the Bush Baby. In this universe, every time you bite... Hold on. Sorry. Okay, in this universe... Hold on. In the Bush Baby episode, George got bit by a Bush Baby and got turned into a Bush Baby. But also, that explains, every time you bite someone, they turn into you. Is that why we saw another Ursula? Ursula is capable of making other versions of herself. Wait, before you play the music, there's proof of this. Hold on. I know what's... Wait. Actually, wait. Look. See? Right here. He's turning into a Bush Baby because he was bit by a Bush Baby. Look! She bit him! Just wait.
You're not Jungle Yeti! Oh, George feel funny. What?
Just wait. See? He's turning into Ursula! You can make clones of yourself just by biting another character! And wait, I just realized something. At the end of the episode, after George turns, see? Another thing of unicorns. They're real, but then everyone forgets they're real. But then also, look, George bit the Bush Baby. And that became the new George.
Cool. Or is he still a disgusting deformed combo beast? Well, see for yourself.
Kind of.
Just wait.
George always wanted to have tree hair.
That's the original George. George we know is not the real George! George, we've been following this whole time! Is not the real George! He's a copy of George! Every time we see a copy of a character, they're not the real one. Every time after this episode, it is not the real George anymore! Is there copies of Abe? Holy shit! Yes, there is! There are copies of Abe! Hold on! Wait, Leaf, stop the music. Hold on.
George.
But, wait a minute. Where is he? Hold on. Wait. Okay, look. Look! It's Abe! He's that clone! But he's the wrong color! He's the wrong color! Wait a minute. Wait, pause the music. Why is there a banana mating ground? And why... Hold on. Why do bananas happen to be the most sustainable source in the state? Like, look what happens when they eat bananas.
That banana's so amazing!
The apes worship bananas. They eat the bananas, yet the bananas have a banana council. Holy shit. The bananas are in control of the apes! Why is there a banana council? But then they're in control of the apes! The apes have rituals about bananas! Then look here! Oh, sorry, this is an ad. Hold on. Wait, Leaf, play the music normally. I want to do something funny. Hold on.
Oh my. Oh, Disney and Pixar's Toy Story.
Look. If the apes don't get bananas, look what happens. Wait, pause the music.
Bananium found in every banana are ancient monster genes.
They said monster genes if the apes aren't from Earth! They eat the bananas, so they can control secretly! The bananas are in control of the apes! Because the apes and the bananas are also working together! The only council that's not working with them is the Camel Council! Oh my god! Why is ape British? Wait. Hold on. You might have to take a break. Can I stay here for like a few more minutes? I still want to say a few more things. Okay. Okay. So, what we gather now. Bernard the snake is in control of unicorns. But Ursula probably came from Bernard. The unicorns created Ursula because they knew Ursula would be picked for the next king or queen. But then Ursula was not chosen because George... Wait a minute. Why was there an orphan storm? Why did George come from nature itself? When George was found, He came from the orphan storm of 99. Wait. Is anybody natural from this universe? Is there, like, actual organic life from Earth? Is Earth? No. Wait. But then... why is George not from Earth? Why did he come from a... Wait. George? What if the Ape Council was against Bernard and the Unicorn Council? So when they created Ursula, the Ape Council created George! No, because think about it. Why would they just spontaneously get a baby from an orphan storm? There were millions of other babies in that storm. What happened to those other babies? George was the only one that came out of that orphan storm. All those other babies disappeared. Wait. What if... we have... hold on. Wait, Chicago. But Chicago isn't from the jungle either. He's from the city with Magnolia. Wait a minute. Why doesn't Chicago remember his own daughter? Oh my god. What if Chicago knew more than he let on? Wait. Okay. So... but then where does the dark heart of the jungle come from? Wait. Why is there a dark heart of the jungle? Who created the dark heart of the jungle? And why would they want it to keep beating? Wait. Why did Ursula have the powers to immediately transport herself to the dark heart of the jungle? Ursula has the powers to make the jungle go wild automatically. Oh my god. Ursula is a superhuman. There's 3 characters that we know were actually born from the jungle. George, the Veggie King, and Ursula. But how did the Veggie King get raised by plants? It's not like plants get... wait. The bananas are plants. The vegetables and the bananas are working together! They raised the Veggie King, but the Veggie King got eliminated. But then, why was he eliminated? Wait. Matter of fact, why don't we see that many veggies in the jungle anymore? Yeah. Wait. Were the vegetables alive? Was there a vegetable council? What if the the vegetables were the ones who powered the dark heart. And they're the reasons that the jungle is even alive. Oh my god. It all makes sense. It all makes sense. There's more. The Vegetable King himself even said there's more veggies in the jungle than animals. But then again, where are all the vegetables anymore? There's only meat and bananas. There's only bananas! The bananas killed off the vegetables! They eliminated the vegetables! That's why they want the dark heart to keep beating, but they don't want the vegetables to be in control. That's why they eliminated the Veggie King. Oh my god. Okay, so Veggie King was eliminated because he was originally also a king of the jungle. But then George was the only king of the jungle. The only thing that's keeping the jungle alive. Oh my god. That's why they eliminated. There was a few species that were part of councils that they eliminated. That's why we don't see veggies. That's why we don't see mongooses. That's why we don't see the original cheetah and tiger designs. That's why we don't see fucking shrews anymore. The monkeys and the apes and the bananas are all working together. Wait. But where did George find those vegetables that one episode where he was trying to make everyone healthy? No. Hey, by the way, I know this is getting old and I am sorry if I am annoying everyone, but I'm not trying to make a joke. I am genuinely trying to find out the lore of George of the Jungle. I am being so serious about this. I'm so sorry. If you guys want me to stop, I can. Wait. There's one council I haven't gone through with. We don't know anything about the Camel Council. But then again, how do they have connections to a Camel Council? If Egypt is, I'm going to assume, many continents away from where George is. Wait a minute. What if... No, that can't be. But then, why does the Camel Council also have a queen of the jungle? The Queen of Egypt? Or is it even Egypt? Wait a minute. Every year, the Ape and Camel Council come together to host a pool party, but they need negotiations from the king and queen. Why did the... Okay, hold on. Where is it? Come on! I'm so tired of not being able to remember the episodes' names. Wait, it's the desert. But how far away is the desert from the jungle? Like, look. Like, look, okay. When the Queen of the Desert comes over...
That's not fair.
Why is she so nervous? Like, they don't want the true meeting. Also, by the way, there's one more queen that I haven't talked about that's alive and has not been eliminated yet. Neferata. Neferata of the Queen of the Desert. Oh, wait, hold on.
Jetpack smart for negotiations. Oh dear.
Like, this is the Camel Council, by the way.
Okay. What?
Hold on. Pay attention to their dialogue.
With jetpack or without.
Whoa! You smart!
Me test you. What Neferata's favorite ice cream?
Chocolate?
It is? We never have ice cream before. You smart.
It okay, everybody?
Why does Neferata also have the same amount of... Why does Neferata hold the same amount of intelligence as George? Wait. What if Neferata and George are actually related? What if she's a failed clone? Or... What if... But why was the council member so scared of the meeting? Oh my god. What if Neferata and George were straight apart because the councils knew how much power they actually can have together? Oh my god, this is insane. What the fuck? Okay, here's my theory. There was originally a lot of councils. My profile picture is from fan art. Go check in fan art. It should be in either the starboard or fan art. I forgot. Okay, here's my theory. The original season of George of the Jungle had the Council of the Apes 1 and 2, the Council of the Bananas, the Veggies, the Camels, the Shrews, the Monkeys, and then the Council of the Sisters. I have a feeling that the Council of the Sisters, the Apes, the Shrews, and the Veggies all came together and created the heart of the jungle. Because the council members are the only ones who have the power to change the course of history. Or DNA for all that matter. Or even the jungle. And then... So the other council members, the bananas, the camels, the apes... The camels didn't want to get involved. So that's why they stayed out of it. Because they don't seem to be that involved with the other councils. But the two ape councils and the banana eliminated the veggie, the sisters, with the self-destruct in the jungle. And then fucking... They eliminated every one of them, except the Council of the Monkeys. Because the monkeys and the apes are always together. They're always... Because in the first season, the Council of the Apes, Ape, was the only one who knew them personally, who was ready to go to battle with them. Oh my god. What if Ape was a council member? Because, of course, he had a little trouble with the banana hat, but every time he puts it on, he's able to use it perfectly. Ape was the reason. Ape was probably the one who told on the other councils, leading to the sisters, the shrews, and the other animals getting eliminated. Oh my god. And then, so far, then the Veggie King got eliminated due to his council being gone. And in fear of the camels being eliminated, they took Neferata with them to the desert. And then Oh my god. Okay. But then the unicorns didn't like that. So the Unicorn Council created Ursula. And now Ursula was originally going to be like a queen, but they chose George instead. Steve was probably created by the unicorns as well, because Steve is the only other character that's as evil as Ursula. Okay. But George, the Ape Council created George because they wanted a king that they could easily manipulate. Like that one episode where they able to lie to him so easily. In that same episode, they were so quick to try and kill him off. Oh my god, okay. Oh my god. That's the reason the Dark Heart of the Jungle was created, to keep the art of the councils alive. But they had to eliminate half of the councils, which is why George, Neferata are the only living kings and queen. But then, why are there so many animals that aren't from Earth? That's just it. I think the heart of the jungle is the reason the jungle is even there. The heart of the jungle was not created now. Now I'm thinking it's not created because the heart of the jungle is the heart of the jungle. It's the reason why anything is there. So when the apes came to Earth, they took over the jungle. And then every other animal, such as the sloths, the fucking, that's why Bizarro jungle was created by the heart of the jungle. And Ursula in both of the jungles is one of the most powerful creatures in both of them. And I feel like the Ape Council knew about the Bizarro jungle, but shut it off. Because they didn't want anybody to know about the actual secrets of them eliminating other councils. That's why everyone is different from season 1 to season 2. That's why they all look so different. That's why they all act so different. Ursula and Magnolia originally were council members. Ursula, the one that we know in season 2, is a clone from the one we know in season 1. They are all clones. Actually, not all of them. Ursula is probably the only clone. Ape probably was, they tried to clone him with that brown monkey, but I imagine they failed. So they had to eliminate that brown monkey, which is why he never appears again. That's the thing. The heart of the jungle was probably, the veggie council was probably the council of the heart of the jungle, due to there being some amounts of veggies, but there's no more veggies. That is why the Ursula we now know, the aggressive one, is the one that's the clone. And I feel like the nurse is the original Ursula, but her memory was wiped, and they gave her a new identity as a nurse. And then the sloths have to also be, because there's like, why would there be 3 episodes of sloths where some of them tried to warn George of evil? The Sloths Council is the only truthful and good council of all of them. But then, why were the sloths trying to take over? They're not evil. They're trying to restore the heart of the jungle. Why the jungle is even there? But the Ape Council is so against sloths. Like, every time they hear about sloths, the Ape Council resorts to, like, hurling insults, beckoning them, like, getting George to try and kill off some older sloth one episode. And that's why I think Ape is the reason everything went to shit. In both seasons, he has the same personality. A mentor to George, the best friend of George. But he had more of a dude bro personality. So this is why I think he was forced to go to Oxford. He was forced to go to Harvard. They were training him to act more human than he actually is. He was smart in the original. But then... it's just... wow. That is why I also think that the Banana Council and the Ape Council are in command. Because the bananas need protection, but then the apes also need something to keep their ancient multiverse ape species down. And I think that's my theory of George of the Jungle. Thank you all for listening to that. Jesus Christ, that was a lot. Wait. But then also, wait a minute. There's another unanswered question. There's a character we haven't talked about yet. George's pet, Tukey. There was an episode with this main... we don't have to go into Tiger and Weeble, because they're just two guys, bro. The only thing I know about Tiger is that he's also an orphan, but it doesn't matter. So, Tiger explains how Ursula is the top of the food chain after the Bush baby. But then, why is Tukey higher than most animals than the food chain? And Tukey is just a small bird. Tukey is the only one who didn't change personalities as well. Oh my god. Tukey is probably also a way for the Ape Council to keep George in check. Why else would a random bird not be susceptible to the mind-washing or deconstruction of the jungle? That's why he's higher than most species on the food chain. He's higher than a fucking bear. Yo. Oh yeah, and by the way, it's also canon that George gives birth, but also we don't have to go into that. Exactly. I'm starting to think that I may be an insult and I'm just like saying all this shit. This is my genuine theory of fucking George of the Jungle, so what can you say? Wait, what happened? I didn't see anything. What happened? Oh. My throat kind of hurts from all the yelling. The only thing I don't understand is the evolution part. I couldn't explain that with the Ape Council being able to give off some animals. Wait. But then, we don't talk about the Fish Council. The Fish Council, aka the Guppies, is... if the guppies in the sea need to be kept in check by the sharks, or they'd become a hive mind. What if the Ape Council makes distractions for George so he doesn't get the bigger picture, like Lloyd of the Jungle did, or the Veggie King? That's why they eliminated so many historical figures. It would also explain why the first Jungle King was a literal amoeba. It wasn't a human, it was an amoeba. And I just... you guys think I'm going too far with this, by the way? I mean, yeah, my throat kind of hurts from all the yelling, not gonna lie. Yeah, that's just my theories. I feel like the only other person that's, like, genuinely aware of everything is Neferata. But, yeah. I just really like George of the Jungle, don't at me. Can one of you call me privately, please? Metro, can you call me privately? Thank you. Okay, bye, guys. I love you. I fell through all that.